into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through.
Hey guys, and welcome back. Sorry it's been a bit, but hopefully we're back onto it now. So we're just going to tell you a bit about our time in Bremer Bay. It wasn't a bad little town. It probably was a little better than we expected, so we'll give you a bit of a rundown on what we did.
Yeah, it's a very small community, but there's a fair bit to do there. If you don't like beaches, probably not the place for you, because it's just surrounded by beach. So.
It is perched on the western side of the Fitzgerald National Park. As Ben said, little town. National parks you can go and see, and lots of beaches. It is a very expensive town. Like, not so much accommodation, but the general store to go and buy food, to go out for a meal. So our recommendations would totally be to make sure you have all your food and supplies on board.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I mean, it's one of those communities that's out in the sticks, so they kind of have to charge those prices to keep it to survive now. But
you want to support them, but we couldn't do it on our budget. We did one, and it was only a half a dozen things that cost us over $100, and we were like, right, no, we can't do that. There's 2 caravan parks in Bremer Bay. One's down by the estuary. We stayed at the other one that's a little bit out of town. I think it was the Bremer Bay Beaches and Tourist Park.
It's a really nice park, actually. It's more of a bush setting. I think the other one down by the water probably looked like it was more jam-packed in than what we were.
Both of the parks were very busy when we were there, very busy.
Yeah, and it was like summertime, so, or it was hot anyway, so
yeah.
It struggled to cope with the power, with the amount of caravans trying to use air cons.
Yeah.
But other than that, everything else was pretty good. There is a swimming pool there as well, so.
Yeah, although if you're a fan of a G-string or a budgie smuggler, you can't wear them there. It's actually in their rules, which we just found hilarious.
Yeah.
So, you stick to the beaches if you fancy G-strings and budgie smugglers.
Something very different.
The brewery in Bremer Bay, of course, was actually really good. It was one of the first things you see when you roll into town, because it is kind of a one road in, one road out town. And the brewery, as you roll in, was right there on the left-hand side.
Yeah, pop in there for a look and grab yourself a sneaky seagull if you want one. I think that's my recommendation. It's a really nice drop. So.
The meals there were pretty good, not too badly priced either for what we found with the rest of the town, so that was good. And they have these awesome tables outside, and they've got like old tinnies, you know, your little boats, on the upside down for the roof.
And the way they do their takeaways there, you can actually order I think it's a 500ml can, and they pour it straight out of the tap and then can it in front of you, so, which is pretty cool. I haven't seen that at a brewery before, so yeah, it was something different. I think it's about $11 for a can, but the beer's pretty nice, so it is worth it.
Other recommendations of places if you're going to go out to eat is the Wallstead Museum.
Yeah, definitely stop in there. And make sure you're there for a Saturday night and order it even. I think you can order it like the day before, but get yourself a wood-fired pizza from there.
You might have to actually order it a day before so they know what they're making.
Yeah, you've got to let them know in advance. But if you don't go there for tea or for dinner, get yourself there for lunch and grab a brisket burger, because the brisket burgers are amazing.
Yeah, the food there was really good.
Yeah.
And also, again, it wasn't too badly priced. We did go out to a resort, not that we eat out a lot, but it sounds like we do. We went out to a resort and the food was okay, but it was very expensive.
Yeah, the museum's pretty good. And I think it was licensed too, so you can grab a beer there if you want to.
Yeah, there was beer there. We didn't actually have a look around the museum because, as Ben said, it was really hot and it's all outdoors. So we just went, had something to eat and kept going. And at sunset, kangaroos galore. So it's really cool to go and check out at sunset.
Yeah, so do that. Check it out at sunset while you're grabbing yourself a pizza.
There's this great estuary that runs through the town. I think it's the Bremer Bay River, and it comes into the Gordon Inlet or something like that. At some times of the year, apparently you can cross it to get to the other side, but when we were there was no way you would try that. The water was too high.
Yeah, you can walk across it, but I don't know about driving
across it.
Yeah, I
don't think you'd drive across it. You'd be up to your windows in salt water. So
I think you can get around it, but it's a fair trip. Like, it might be, I don't know, an hour or half an hour or something to get around and come back to the other side.
Yeah.
But most of the national parks were basically shut off while we were there.
Said really hot. Our first week ended on a Friday. That was like 40 degrees. And we ducked out for a quick swim because it was so hot. And while we were at the beach, we could see the lightning coming. We had heard that it had started a fire in Hopeton on the other side of the national park. So we didn't really think much of it, got back to the caravan in time for a massive thunderstorm and downpour of rain.
Yeah, it got pretty wet.
Yeah, it was really wet. And then about 9 o'clock that night, Ben had been asleep and he woke up and he said, "Oh, is someone having a fire?" And I went, "No, babe, we're under a watching act. The lightning had also started a fire on the other side of us." So at one stage we actually had them burning in the national park to the west and out to the east in another near another campground.
Yeah, the thing with Bremer Bay, it's a one road in, one road out kind of town. So if if it gets that close, you can't get out. So it's kind of puts you in a bit of a worrying position.
And the rest of our stay there, which I think was about a week, we were under that watch and act the whole time. So you did get a little bit more relaxed in the end about it, I think, because you kind of got to figure out how far away it was. The locals weren't panicked about it. They were holding community meetings for a few days, and, you know, if you had to evacuate, they're going to get the caravanners out first. And yeah. So it was a bit of freaky at first. That's possibly the closest we've come, except for the little bushfire at Esperance.
Yeah, it's never good to be under a watching act. You feel sorry for the locals in that kind of situation, but something that they probably deal with more than what we've had to. So
yeah.
But yeah, just that one road in, one road out.
It makes it a worry.
Nervous,
but I'm sure, you know, there were other ways around and they would have guided you out. So.
We went down to, was it South Beach?
South Beach, which is on the the east side.
One afternoon, and it was absolutely hammering. The swell was up and it was just crazy. And then we went back a few days later and you could walk it. So yeah, it just depends on the conditions.
It was supposed to be a snorkeling beach, and the day we went there, we went, yeah, no, there's no way in the world you'd get in with that swell.
We wouldn't have even swum there, not even close.
On that same side, you also had Fisheries Beach, which was a nice little beach. That's where we went swimming, but we did find, I think there were sea slugs or something in the water, so we weren't in the water for very long. And the other beach on that side was the Back Bommy Beach, I think it was called, which was this beautiful long stretch of white sand and blue water.
It's a very nice beach. However, if you want to walk from one end to the other, it is a mission. It can be very soft in spots. I did the walk from the caravan park because it's only
a kilometre, I think.
Yeah, I think it's about 400 metres or something from the caravan park, but you can walk straight out of the caravan park into the beach. So yeah, I did the walk one day while Deb was working, and it's a mission to get from one end to the other and back.
Other side of the peninsula, there were 3 beaches. So there was Little Boat Harbour, which was gorgeous, but it is also extremely busy, and as the name suggests, it's only a little beach.
Yeah, and it's hard to get down there. If there's heaps, it doesn't take many, like maybe 5-10 cars, and the car park's chock-a-block full.
Yeah.
So
then they're backed up the road. There'll be cars actually parked on the beach as well, because you can park on the beach, and people set up everywhere.
If it's full, it's hard to turn around down there, so...
Yeah, we went down early one morning and we'll throw in a few pictures that we took, and because there was like one other couple on the beach at that point in time, and I think they'd actually slept in the car. The next beach along after that was Blossoms Beach, and this is a beach you can drive on. It's not long, but you can get a little bit of a run on there. And that was a nice beach too. Yeah,
and that was pretty hard, that one. So
yeah,
you could drive up and down that pretty easy. It was pretty easy to get on and off, so...
Yeah. Next to that again is Native Dog Beach, which you cannot drive on. We walked one end to the other. It's not a big walk, but it was so soft.
Yeah.
Like we were sinking ankle deep in the sand easily.
But then when you get to the other end, if you walk over the massive pile of rocks that's there and get just around the bend. There's some rock pools and just beautiful coastline there. So
Yeah.
there's one little rock pool you'd probably be able to actually go for a dip in. You could sit there, I think, not swim, maybe just sit, but
I think there's a champagne pools along there too, but it was further along again, and there was no way in the world that we were going to make it.
Yeah.
It might be like a 3K walk or something just to get there.
it'd be hard going to get there.
As we touched on, we only really went to Bremer Bay for one reason, and that was it's one of the only places that you can go and see orcas. I know you can do it north, and I didn't know about that at the time, but yeah, so we went to Bremer Bay and we booked ourselves on an orca cruise, which was amazing.
Yeah, Deb's birthday present this time round.
Yes.
Now that I remember it. Anyway.
It is about an hour offshore. You go just past the continental shelf to find the orca, and I've got to say, we've been on boats before and I've been fine, but this time I've never seen the elder generation move so fast. They were on that boat in a flash. We like to sit at the back outside. They were all gone. We got stuck inside facing backwards, and I think within half an hour, 40 minutes into the trip, I was sick. That was it.
Yeah, she wasn't the only one. There was quite a few people reaching for the bags. So.
But the plus side is, when we got there, I was out and I was having a look around. I was getting photos. There were 2 other poor people that slept the whole time that we were out looking at orca.
Yeah, it's a very expensive nap.
Yes, I totally recommend it if you can do it. If you've seen orca, they also go out and do blue whale, I think it is as well. So they do humpbacks or great southerns, orca and blue whale. Just depends on what time of the year. They do them at different times, so you just have to check and book.
Yeah, they've just got to work with the other crew that's there, because
we went with Whale Watch Australia, I think it is.
Yep.
And they were good. I mean, we can't say for their other boat, but there was another company running out of Bremer Bay as well, and they just seem to be cutting you off and, you know, like getting in the way. And
yeah, people were trying to take photos and boats were cutting in front of each other. So
it was great. In the end, we left them. We'd found a pod of orca. We left them, and then we went out and found another pod, so we had that pod to ourselves. We also saw hammerhead shark, which was really cool, and sunfish was the other things that we saw that you wouldn't normally see.
yeah, it was a good day out. It is a little pricey though. I mean, it's a fair cruise. Like, it's a long cruise, and it is pretty much half the day. So
Well, I think it was nearly all day. I've got to say, endless food and drinks while we were there. Like, they were walking around with finger foods all day long. At the end of it, there were beers and wines on offer, which I don't think you paid for the first one, but you might have had to pay for any after that. And yeah, tea, coffee, all that sort of stuff all day long.
yeah,
I'd make sure I take the quills before I got on the boat this time. I tried to see how I'd go without it. By the time I took the quills, it was too late.
Yeah, and we did get recommended to take some. So
Yeah, that's my word of warning.
yeah, if you're even slightly seasick, you're probably going to be. So
Yeah.
I'd definitely take some seasick.
I didn't really think I'd be that bad because like I said, we've been and done boats before and I've been fine.
Well, that's a wrap up anyway for our Bremer Bay video. Sorry it's taken so long. We've been flat out with computer issues, and I'm now studying. Deb's working basically full time again, so we've kind of fallen a bit behind. We've had massive computer issues. I haven't been able to do any editing. Had to be sent back to Sydney, so
Hopefully we'll get some more done again real soon and catch us up on everything that we've been doing.
Oh, and by the way, we are currently staying at the beautiful Spring Waters Estate in, I think it's Williabrup.
Yes, it's in the Margaret River region.
Yeah. If you're in the area, pop in and see Claire, because this place is absolutely amazing.
It's a hip camp, or you can find it on Wikicamps as well. But yeah, definitely come and check it out.
Yeah, check it out for sure.
All right.
That's
thanks.
it, guys.
Bye.
All right.